Hey guys, it's Hayes with CheatSheetPros.com. Today we're going to take a look at some last-minute NFL player props, specifically on Prize Picks. So some of the plays that I really like today, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the receiving yard props. Of course, Jamar Chase, I don't mind him going over. He had such a massive game last time he played Kansas City. I don't think he does it again, and I'm worried about Honey Badger being over the top and them, putting extra coverage on him. But it is a play I do like just because 81.5 yards is fairly low. And actually, when I looked at that earlier, I think it was 84.5, so it's starting to come back down now. Tyreek Hill over 75.5, I like that. He finally looks healthy at 150 yards in that last game against Buffalo, and he's got a little easier road sledding today. If Jamar Chase doesn't go over, I like T. Higgins to go over. One of those guys is going to have a big game. I expect Cincinnati to be playing catch-up. My favorite prop of the day is Joe Mixon receiving yards over 27.5. So he's constantly been over this number in each of the last 4 games with 51, 28, 40, and 70 yards. And then if Jamar Chase gets some extra coverage, and I expect Kansas City to be winning this game, he could get a few extra catches out of the backfield. So my favorite prop is Joe Mixon over 27.5 rush yards. So we're going to go ahead and leave this up on the board. And then coming down here, there's a lot of different ones you can go with. I didn't mind some of the lines. I stayed away from Cooper Kupp because on Thrive, they've got a promo. It's pretty much a free square of him going over, and it's just a declining number. I think it's at like 55 yards right now, so I didn't take it on here. I took that one on Thrive. The other one I really like, that's one of my favorite plays, is going to be Odell Beckham to go over 50.5 yards. The last 2 games, he's had 69 and 54 yards, which is fair, but this is the game that Odell's always wanted to play in. The championship game, and if they win, they go to the Super Bowl, prime time, on center stage. I expect him to be heavily involved in this game. The Rams won't be able to run the ball against San Francisco, so I expect them to throw it a lot more. So players like Kupp, Beckham, and Higbee, I think their overs are all good ones to take a look at. I don't mind the Cam Akers over 15.5 just because it's such a low number. That could be a one-and-done play. The third play that I absolutely love today is Tyler Higbee over 37.5 receiving yards. You can see he's been over this in 5 games in a row. So he's on a 5-0 run for the over. He's averaging 52.4 yards. Plus, this is a game, like we just said, the Rams won't be able to run the ball. I think they'll throw it a little bit more, so I like Higbee to go over. So putting Higbee and Beckham together, you only need 87, 88 yards for both of these to hit. So this is my favorite 3-play flex that'll pay 5-1 for these 3. Adding in a few other plays that you might consider that I do like. Coming over here to, where do we go? Tackles. I am excited to have my first action on some tackles props. I flipped through some of these, was taking a look at them, and the one that jumped out at me was Von Miller. So Von Miller over 3.5 tackles. He's been over that in each of the last 4 games. The last time that they played, he had 5. So we've got 4, 6, 5, and 5. So he's been over that in each of the last 4 games, and I mean, he's a force to be reckoned with. So over 3.5 looked like a good one to go ahead and add. And then another one that I thought was kind of funny. I always make fun of the people that take the INT props, but Jimmy Garoppolo to throw 1 pick. He's dealing with some type of a thumb sprain or finger issue, so if he does throw the ball, it's a little sketchy anyway. But over the last 4 games, he has 6 interceptions with 1, 1, 2, and 2. And the last time they played LA, he threw 2 picks. So for him to throw 1 pick, that seemed like a fair prop to go ahead and throw in there. Looking at these, I do like, let me look at a couple rushing yard ones real quick. So the Mahomes one's a very popular one. We were hammering this one when it was 16.5. This week they jumped it up. It's 30.5 on Thrive, 26.5 on Prize Picks. So he should get over that number. I like it, but I don't love it. Clyde Edwards-Helaire to go over 35.5 rushing yards. He had 60 last week. I like him to go over that number. Cincinnati does give up a chunk of yards on the ground. And then I like Cam Akers under for his rushing yards. So 55.5, he's had 48 and 55 the last 2 weeks. Last week he had 24 carries, but he had those 2 crucial fumbles. So I think this is more of like a 70-30 split. I don't see how Sean McVay can't factor in Sony Michel a little bit more after the 2 crucial fumbles that Cam had last week. So I like him to go under this number. I did not bet this on Prize Picks though. I took it on Thrive. Thrive had a better line. They had under 62.5 rush yards, so I went ahead and placed it over there instead of here, but it is one that I do like. So these are the favorite plays that I'm looking at today. These are my favorite 3 right here. And then I love doing this stack with Burrow, Mahomes, the 2 top receivers, and throwing in a Mixon, Beckham, or Higbee for your 5th leg. So anyways, good luck, guys. Go Chiefs.